Good morning, students. Let's begin our history class. In this video, I'm going to start new chapter NCERT book Themes in World History and chapter number 3 An Empire Across the Three Continents. An empire across three continents that include Europe, Asia and Africa was known as Empire of Rome or Roman Empire. The boundaries of the empire were formed by two great rivers, the Rhine and Danube, from north to south. To the south, the boundaries were covered by the huge expanse of desert called the Sahara, Euphrates River in the east, and Atlantic Ocean on the west. This vast stretch of territory was known as Roman Empire. That is why Roman Empire is called an empire across three continents. The Mediterranean Sea is called the heart of Roman Empire. What are the sources to understand Roman history or the evidence through which we can find out the existence of Roman Empire? These were divided into three groups: text, documents, and material remains. Textual sources include histories of the period written by contemporary. These were usually called annals because the narrative was constructed on a year by year basis. Letters, speeches, sermons, laws, and so on are example of the textual sources. Documentary sources include mainly inscriptions and papyri. Inscriptions were usually cut on a stone, so a large number survive in both Greek and Latin language. Material remain include a very wide assortment of items that mainly archaeologists discover through excavation and field survey. For example, building, monuments, and other kind of structure, pottery, coins, mosaic, even entire landscape are the example of material remains. Papyrus of papyrologist. The papyrus was a reed-like plant that grew along the bank of Nile in Egypt and was processed to produce a writing material that was very widely used in everyday life. Thousands of contracts, account, letter, and official documents survive on papyrus and have been published by scholars who are called papyrologists. Division of Roman Empire. The Roman Empire can broadly be divided into two phases, early and late, divided by the 3rd century as a sort of historical watershed between them. In other words, the whole period down to the main part of the 3rd century can be called the early empire, and the period after that the late empire. The political history of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, by contrast, was a mosaic of territories and cultures that were chiefly bounded together by a common system of government. All those who lived in the empire were subjects of a single ruler, the emperor, regardless of the where they lived and what language they spoke. Many languages were spoken in empire, but for the purpose of administration, Latin and Greek were the most widely used language, indeed the only languages. The regime established by Augustus, the first emperor in 27 BC, was called the Principate, although Augustus was the sole ruler and the only real source of authority. The fictions was kept alive that he was actually only the leading citizen, princeps in Latin, not the absolute ruler. This was do so to the Senate. Senate was the body which controlled Roman Empire. In the days when it was a republic, the Senate had existed in Rome for centuries and had been uh, and had been and remained a body representing the aristocracy, that is wealthiest family of the Roman and later Italian descent, mainly landowner. So these are the member of Senate. Next to the emperor and the senate, the other key institution of imperial rule was the army. Romans had a paid professionals army where soldiers had to put minimum 25 years of service. The army was the largest single organized body in the empire with 6 lakh soldiers in 4th century. The soldiers would constantly agitate for better wages and service condition. These agitations often took the form of mutinies. The emperor, the aristocracy, and the army were the three main players in the political history of the empire. The success of individual emperor depended on their control of the army. When the armies were divided, the result was usually the civil war. Except for one notorious year, 69 Common Era, when four emperors mounted the throne in quick succession, the first 2 centuries were free from civil war. External warfare was also much less common in first 2 centuries. The empire inherited by Tiberius from Augustus was already so vast that further expansion was felt to be unnecessary. The only major campaign of expansion in the early empire was Trajan's fruitless occupation of territory across the Euphrates in the year of 113 to 117 Common Era, abandoned by his success. The Roman Empire had two types of territories: dependent kingdom and provincial territory. The Near East was full of dependent kingdom, but they disappeared and swallowed by the Rome. These kingdoms were exceedingly wealthy. For example, Hodor's kingdom yielded 5.4 million denaries per annum, equal to over 1,25,000 kg of gold per year. A city in the Roman Empire was an urban center with its own magistrate, city council, and a territory containing villages which were under its jurisdiction. Thus, one city could not be territory of another city, but villages almost always were. Villages could be upgraded to the status of cities and vice versa, usually as a mark of imperial favor. One crucial advantage of living in city was essential commodities were better provided for during food shortage and even famines than the countryside. The 3rd century crisis. From the 230s, the Roman Empire found itself fighting on several fronts. Simultaneously, in Iran, an aggressive dynasty emerged in 225. They were called as the Sassanians, and just within 15 years, it expanded rapidly in the direction of the Euphrates. Shapur I, the name of emperor, the Iranian ruler, claimed he had an inherited a Roman army of 60,000 and even captured the eastern capital of Antioch. Means this is the claim by Shapur I. Meanwhile, a whole series of Germanic tribe or rather tribal confederacies began to move against the Rhine and Danube frontiers. And the whole period of 233 to 280 saw repeated invasion by these tribals. The Romans were forced to abandon much of territory beyond the Danube. The rapid succession of emperor in 3rd century, in between 25 emperors in 47 years, is an obvious system of the strain faced of the empire in this period. Means in 20 means 25 emperor, means in 47 year, 3rd century BC, 25 emperor ascended the throne in Rome. That shows the system is declining in this century, 3rd century BC. So for today, that's all. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.